So don't tell my doctor about this because I don't think this would be doctor approved, but we're doing it anyways.
Perfect.
Hello belly dance princesses and princes. I'm Magnolia, and today I'm going to be showing you 3 easy belly dance moves that look hard or complicated to people who don't know anything about belly dance. Now I promised that I would do this on a broken leg, so that's what is going on here. I broke my leg at the end of December. I'm not allowed to walk on my foot yet. I'm still recovering. It's going to be a long process, so I can't put any weight on this foot. But these moves are easy enough where you can do them with a broken leg. So if I can do them, you can do them for sure. What I mean by easy moves is that a lot of belly dance moves are very complicated and take a very long time of practicing to get down. But with these moves, you can practice them and they can look good on you in a shorter amount of time than with other moves. So you'll still need to practice the moves, but your practicing will pay off visually faster with these moves than with other moves. And if you want to learn more belly dance moves and more complex things about belly dance, I have a playlist that I will link down below. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, the first move we're going to do is a hip drop. You see this move a lot on a lot of people. It's used in other types of dances as well, not just belly dance. The way that I'm going to show you is the true belly dance way to do it, not like the pop way to do this move. Okay, so first thing is you need to get into proper belly dance posture. That means that you have a slight bend in your knee, you have an engaged core, and you have a lifted chest, slightly lifted chin as well, and your shoulders are relaxed. So you should look like this. You should look pretty strong and centered and balanced before you do any belly dancing whatsoever. Excuse you, sir. To do this move, you actually don't even need both feet on the ground. You should be able to do this move with your feet weighted on the ground, but also lifted off of the ground. Okay, so if we start in our neutral position here, first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our obliques, our side abs here, to push our hip down. So this movement is not reliant on your knee at all. If it was reliant on your knee, you wouldn't be able to do the move off of your foot, right? So this uses your hips and your abs to make it work. So you start neutral, you use your abs here and stretch them down so this hip lowers. So it's neutral, drop, and you go. When you pull back up into neutral, you're going to use those obliques again to pull it up to neutral position. Now, notice that when I drop and come back up, it's a small movement because I'm doing proper technique and bringing it back to neutral position. If you go past neutral all the way up here, you're doing a second move, and that is a hip lift. So we have drop, lift, lift. Okay, so the neutral is your indicator there. So this is a 2-for-1 kind of move deal I'm giving you. So let's practice doing the drop. We're in our posturing, we're aligned. Okay, we are aligned. We are getting an intruder alert. Excuse you, sir. What is the problem? We gave you food 1 minute ago, and now you're here interrupting me. What do you need? He does this every time the camera is on. He just wants to be in the camera. Okay, goodbye, sir. I am busy. So again, from neutral here, you're going to take your obliques and your hip and you're going to push and stretch that hip down. Now notice when I push that hip down, my head is staying in the same position. I'm not bouncing, okay, my head around. It's staying isolated. The key to belly dance is isolation. So we want only this to move when we do this move, okay? With the hip lift, same concept, same muscles are driving it, you're just taking it in a different direction. So if we're here in neutral, we're going to use our obliques and our hips to pull up and in with this move. So now we're crunching instead of stretching, back to neutral. So we go stretch, push, back to neutral, crunch and in, back to neutral. Let's practice those. Ready? Here we go. And drop, neutral, drop, neutral, drop, neutral, drop, neutral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And rest. Shake your leg out if you want. And we're gonna do lifts now. Here we go. Up, neutral, up, neutral, up, neutral, up, neutral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you want it to look extra big, you're going to drop the hip and you're going to skip your pause at neutral and go all the way up to a lift. So it's going to go all the way down, then all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, down, and all the way up. Okay? So it's that same push and pull, but we're doing without our pause at neutral. But by learning it this way, you're learning how to articulate proper technique in this move so you can decide what you want to do. Do you want to do just a drop, just a lift? Do you want to do a combo where you show the pause? Do you want to do a combo where you skip the pause and do the whole move together? So it's really, I taught you 2 moves, a lift and a drop, and then to make it more advanced, you can layer it, divide it up, do different timing, and make it a more advanced move from there. So let's practice combining the drop and the lift together. Okay, here we go. Drop, all the way to lift, and drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, and lift. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you see how big that looks now? Especially when you add the fringe on it. So it's a move that technically is easy in one of your basics, but when you layer it with the increased distance and you add some fringe, it looks really impressive. Obviously you should practice both sides, by the way. I obviously can't practice my right side, but you should be practicing both sides evenly so you're strong on each side. Take a seat for this one because we don't need our legs. So once again, if you're dealing with an injury in your lower body, you can still learn this move. So we're going to be doing a chest lift. Sometimes you see it called a chest pop if they pop it back into position. With your chest lift, this is making a vertical movement. So we're taking our chest and we're moving it straight upwards, not horizontally. This looks a little inappropriate. So we have 2 options here, lift and push out. When you see it done, in mainstream media, typically it's done as a lift straight up. So that's what I'm going to teach you today, is a chest lift. So for this move, you're going to make sure that your core is engaged. You're going to have your shoulders dropped and your chest at a neutral position that I showed you in that posture. Our chin is neutral as well. This is our neutral posture. Again, it should feel strong, you should feel balanced. So same thing, always do your posture before you try any moves. You're going to take your upper abs and the upper middle of your back. Those are the muscles that will drive this move. With those muscles, you're going to lift your chest straight up, okay? And then you can drop it back down to that neutral posture, that neutral position, okay? So you're going to lift it straight up, using these muscles right here, and then you'll drop it down into that neutral position. Now, be careful, don't lift it and then drop it like this, okay? You want to keep your form and your technique clean. So again, you're going to take these upper abs and you're going to take the upper middle of your back and you're going to use those muscles to push your chest up. So imagine like there's a string here and you're just boop, pulling that chest up. Now, if you're going to make it a pop instead of just a lift, then you'll let it drop down to neutral in a kind of a sharp, fast motion. So instead of going steadily up and steadily down, you'll let it drop. So let's practice that with some music. Okay, so we're going to lift slowly. Up, neutral, up, neutral, up, up. You should feel like a stretch in your shoulders a little bit. You should feel your abs working. It should feel very structured and very clean. Okay, now we're gonna make it a pop. We're gonna do it a little bit faster. So you're going to start and stop it quickly for this pop motion. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there you go. You learn a chest lift, you learn how to change the timing and make it into a chest pump. Easy move, looks complex. Now I'm gonna do it standing, just so I can show you what it looks like standing, because you should practice this standing as well. It will look like this. Lift, lift, pop, 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 pop. Now this next move is called a hip twist. It is what it sounds like. All these moves are what they sound like. You're doing the direction that the move name says. So you're gonna twist it horizontally, okay? So with this move, the key to making it look clean is, again, to keep your isolation and your direction. So we wanna move it horizontally. We don't wanna add some angles that add a vertical plane to it, because that becomes sloppy and is like a different combination. So this move, you're going to use your hips. So you're gonna use your glutes and your booty. You're gonna use your thighs. And you're gonna use your lower back and your abs. All those muscle groups, you're gonna use them together to keep the move clean. So we're gonna go take our right hip here, and in our posture, remember, knees bent, core engaged, chest lifted, shoulders relaxed. We're gonna use this to tilt this hip backwards. So we're gonna take it and we're gonna push it to the back, okay? So neutral and then push. When it pushes to the back, this left side will come forward. So you're seeing a tilt like that, just a rotation. Boom, just like that. So we push back and let this one come forward. Then we do the same thing again. Take this hip, push it back, and the other side comes forward. So you're getting that rotation of back and forth and back and forth. So again, now you're in this position and you push, 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 and push. So be careful for this one that you don't move your whole body with it. That's when it becomes a little sloppy. You want to keep it clean. Now, once again, you should practice this move with 2 flat feet, but also with different lifted feet as well, so that you can really match the move. I'm not gonna show you on 2 balanced feet because I can't do that with a broken leg, but you get the point. So it's twist and twist, twist and twist. Let's practice it. Here we go. We're pushing back, then forward, back, forward, back, and back. If that's better for you, you can think of it as back and back. You can think of 2 backs if you want. You can think of a back and then a forward if that helps you. Same thing, either way. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure you're keeping your chest isolated away from it and you're keeping your posturing for this move. Now, when you add the fringe and you do it faster, then it looks a little more complicated. Ready? Here we go, and. Okay, now let's take all those 3 moves and combine them together so you can see what it looks like. All these moves on their own, same thing. They are easy and you can learn them very quickly if you practice, but again, to an untrained eye, they will look more advanced than they are, so it's kind of a fun 2-for-1 deal. When we combine them and we try to do different time changes, and we also add a fun smile and a cool song, it becomes a really cute little routine that is really enjoyable to watch and fun to do. Okay, ready, and here we go. Lift, drop, lift, drop, chest, chest, twist, twist. see that if you learn these 3 easy belly dance moves and you practice them, you can get them down to looking very attractive in a short amount of time. And then combine them together and it looks like a great little routine. If you want to learn more belly dance lessons, I have a playlist down below. And if you want to see more of my content like performances, cosplay, and modeling, I have a link for my Patreon down below if you want to support my work. Don't forget, you need to practice these movements for a little bit before they look good, so make sure you do your practicing and have fun.